What do you do with a gifted kid during the summertime? Well, I'm going to share with you what I'm doing for enrichment, and hopefully this will be helpful to you. Hi, I'm Jess, and today I'm going to share a couple of things we're doing for summer enrichment for my 7-year-old, which is first grader going on to second grade. So the first thing we're going to be working on is on writing skills and just general English language arts. I mentioned in my previous video that we are using the Sharpen Reading Level C workbook. Currently we're in Unit 7. So kind of just to recap what this is, it's a reading program. So primarily it's focusing on how to read words. And in this case, we're focusing on prefixes and suffixes. So there's activities on how to get a prefix, suffix, a root word, spelling different word parts, making up words, like putting different parts of the words together to create a word. There's some ways to practice how words sound and how to read like longer words and kind of put them together. His favorite part is putting these words together, making these reading these really long words, and he just loves how these big words sound and how you can put them all together and it sounds really cool. There's a little bit of spelling practice here, but mostly it's just focusing on reading. I really like this program. It works for my kids. It's really easy to get focused on just one activity at a time, and we just kind of move at our own pace. So we just usually aim to do at least 2 pages each time we encounter it, and right now we're working maybe like once or twice a week. The other thing that we're working on is writing skills. So at the end of the year, we got back my child's progress report, and the teacher noted that my kid is advanced in a lot of things, but writing is one of the skills that he just needs a little bit of work on. We want to work on his writing skills and just getting better at coming up with ideas, how to write some things off the top of his head without taking such a long time to come up with an idea and write it down and put it into words. So we're going to be using this program, which is Writing Rhetoric, and I think this level is supposed to be for grades 3rd and 4th grade, like 3rd grade and 4th grade, but we're going to be using it for my child in 2nd grade. And we're just doing this over the summertime. It has about 14 lessons, which isn't too long, and each lesson contains multiple parts. But what I've noticed is that we're just going to be focusing more on the writing aspect of it. We're not using all aspects of this program, but just the parts that we really need to get. We're just going to be pulling out the writing skills portion of that. And not only that, it just gives a way for my child to think about these things. So he's going to be reading some of the text, and then he's going to be answering some questions, and then he's going to be able to summarize it, put in his own words, or come up with a new idea based on these stories. The next topic that we're going to go over this summer is going to be geography. So I picked out a couple of things that we're going to be using, and hopefully it'll be kind of interesting. We started with All About Maps. This is kind of an activity book, and we're almost like, I don't know, halfway through it, more than halfway through it. It's been fun. It's really simple about just how maps look and what different maps kind of look like. And there's stickers and all of that stuff. So I think it's been good getting my child to use different activities, to kind of incorporate different activities while learning map skills, basic map skills. The second part is the Skills Sharpeners Geography from Evan Moore. This is the 1st grade book. We started on this at the beginning of the year, and we didn't really get very far. I think we just had so much going on that this kind of fell by the wayside. So we only did probably like the first unit out of 5 or 6 units. So we're working on it now, and this past week we already did about, we finished about 1 unit in total. Some of the activities in the reading is very simple. And my child just thinks it's way too easy. So I don't think we're going to continue with this workbook next year. We'll probably find something to kind of dig a little deeper and probably require a little bit more from my child, just so that he stays more engaged, a little bit more challenged, and just kind of finds it more interesting than just this workbook. And the last book that we're using is this Geography Visual Encyclopedia. This is just more for reference. Like my kid just likes reading through things and looking at the pictures, and it goes over like natural features of the world. It also covers just general regions of the world. And in the back, I think it goes through all the different countries with like a little bit of information in each. So we're gonna probably be using this in tandem with other things, probably with like a notebook, and we'll just be kind of notebooking our way through this geography book. Maybe not like exactly one-to-one correlation, but just like anything interesting things, we'll kind of write it down in a geography notebook just to keep it on hand, and we'll kind of see where we go from there. My kid also expressed that he really wants to learn about each of the countries and all the states and all of this stuff. He wants to learn all this information about it. So we're gonna try to do it in a more systematic way, but I haven't actually decided on how to do that yet. But if you have any ideas, please let me know. I mentioned in a separate video that we're going to be going over learning a second language, which is going to be Chinese. So we kind of already started on that. We were using these books primarily, mostly this one because it has more simple lessons that we can incorporate. And then we're using the second workbook just more for like handwriting practice to learn how to be familiar with words, how they write, the characters, all of that stuff. So we're taking it pretty slowly, and hopefully we'll be able to finish this by the summer as well. And the last kind of subject area that we're going to be covering is going to be this National Geographic code-breaking adventure activity book. This just is a book filled with different code-breaking techniques, and so it goes through kind of these like 6 different missions. In each mission, there are probably like at least 10 different codes that you have to break. So you have to be able to understand how different codes work, how to unscramble and find kind of like the secret message. And at the end of the mission, you use all of those codes to find out what the final message is supposed to be. So my kid has been really enjoying this. We already finished mission 1, and he's basically been doing this entire thing on his own. And he's just been having a lot of fun with it. Kind of has like a logic puzzle type of aspect to it. And I think it's just great to learn a little bit of cryptography. My child expressed that he wanted to be like a NASA scientist or something like that. So we're gonna work on a little bit of like these kind of code breaking skills to kind of get into computer science or to encryption and algorithms and all of that stuff later down the line. But it's just a way to kind of use your brain and stretch it in different ways, and he's really enjoying it. So that's what we're covering for the summer, and I will come to give updates as I go along, but I would love to know, what are you guys doing for the summer? And if you have recommendations, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!